Okay, so we will clean the screen and we'll start working with a talk typer. Are you going shopping? Oh, something happened here. So we'll teach children that this arrow, right, it's still reading the screen. If we click it, things go down, right? Now, so that's maybe what Susie says. What about Glenn? Maybe Glenn will write the response and he will say, yes, I am. And we will teach them to read the arrow, and that's what happens. Now we can obviously teach them to do this with a enter key, but we don't have to. And so on. They can ask each other questions, and then the computer would patiently write it down. Now we don't know whether the computer got it right, and we no longer remember which bits were those that Susie said and which bits were those that Adam said. So we can ask Susie, what do you think? How many things here are your words and how many are Adam's? Now, what they are learning here is that speech is represented by letters. That's very good. So we teach them to copy it, and we will put this text into text-to-speech so that our children can verify whether they got it right or not. So Control V for paste, and then we can make the computer say it. And
are you coming shopping? Yes.
Oh my goodness, we got too much. How much? And some smart ones will say, well, that the whole thing, and and how do you know that the whole thing is a word? What about if we tested it?
Are you coming shopping?
But that's not English, right? That was funny though, and we could laugh, we could have fun. What about if we delete it? Now kids actually got the idea, right? That actually one word is that we speak is actually now represented as one lot on the screen when we write, right? So they are learning about the gaps now, right? So but we can have fun and we can play with the computer and test its limits.
Are you coming shopping? Why?
Oh, wait, that was funny. That was really funny, wasn't it? Anyway, so we're learning gradually, but what Susie said was this much. Now, kids, when they actually play with speech to text and text to speech, they can actually go crazy and have a lot of fun and so on. And I strongly encourage it, because you yourself cannot walk around the classroom and make sure that if they wrote this, the computer will, but what would it say?
Are you coming shopping?
Oh, that was really funny, right? So they can play and they can this way. So these are the sort of higher thinking skills that they are developing before you actually put them into drills, phonic drills and all of that, so that they can actually internalize these weak connections we're making here by playing with speech to text and text to speech. So yeah, and we can find out how do we know how many letters are in the word, how they represent it and so on. So when they put it here, so are you going shopping? So shopping, clearly two words, right? Two letters, shopping, two letters, shopping. And then we find out if it is really two letters, how many letters do we see here? How many is one? And so on. We can play with them till the cows come home, until they develop a pretty good understanding that words are separated by gaps, and that words consist of letters, and shopping may not be actually two letters, but there are more letters. And we can make also children realize that letters are really important, because if you remove a letter, what happens? She will say something.
Are you coming shopping?
Oh my goodness, that was so funny. And because you're working with little babies, right? 5, 4, whatever they are, 6, they have really sensitive ears, right? If I learned English when I was 5, 6, I wouldn't have an accent. So these kids can perceive more than you can hear. So that's really a disaster when you removed one thing and then the whole thing sounds really different. So things matter.
Are you coming shopping?
Right? How many words you write, how many letters you write, whether you actually connect words together or not does matter. Let's have a look at what happened here.
Are you coming shopping?
That was funny. The whole thing was really funny, right? Now, one of our students a few years ago, she took this sort of speech to text and text to speech to her house when her little girls were trying it. And, you know, in the beginning, they were just saying things. Susie is crazy and Kathy is not nice or something. But after about a few minutes of that, then they started to be creative, like there was a dinosaurus. Oh my goodness, it is my accent. Oh, that's very good. Right, that's funny. Let's pick it up and put it into
Spinosaurus.
Oh, that was funny the way you said it, Anya. That was funny. This is not how we say dinosaurs. It isn't? How do we say dinosaurs? Well, we will have to work here a little bit on this, right? So anyway, when they went and sort of wrote like once upon a time there was a dinosaurus, and then the dinosaurus was very angry, and then dinosaurus went to bed because he didn't want to spend another day angry. And then one of the girls she had said, "Mommy, I could write a book, entire book this way." And that's exactly the point. So now you can see how the two systems, free and how they work together, and maybe you can actually utilize them in your